This is the new Toyota RAV4, and you could easily rename this vehicle the Toyota RAV1. Why is that? Well, it's #1 on a lot of lists. First of all, this is Toyota's #1 seller in North America. This happens to be the Hybrid XSE, and the RAV4 Hybrid now is outselling the Toyota Prius, the king of the hybrids. And this is also the #1 selling vehicle in North America, period, other than pickup trucks. So the question is, why is the RAV4 so popular? We're going to find out right after this. The RAV has always been a popular vehicle for Toyota, but this new one is even more so, and I think one of the reasons why is because of its styling and its size. It's a substantial size, but the styling, it looks very, very chiseled, definitely more athletic, maybe a little more masculine. If you look at the front here, you have a squared off nose, a very attractive looking grille. It comes standard with projector style LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights. This one also has LED fog lamps as well. One of my favorite things, this is the XSE trim. It's my favorite trim. Why? Because you get the two-tone paint. Just like the XSE on the Camry, I really, really am a fan of that. Just have a look. It looks really good in this black and silver. You get the silver, you got the black underneath, onto the side. It looks angular, aggressive. Black wheels, standard 17-inch wheels. You get 18-inch on the XSE. Your mirrors and your rocker panels are accented in black as well. And this does have the keyless entry with the push button start. So just a touch, lock it, grab, and unlock. Had to wait for a second there. And then onto the back. And I really like how the black top extends all the way down and kind of blends into the rear tinted window. It also comes standard with LED tail lamps as well as dual exhaust. This XSE has a power liftgate. However, it does not have a hands-free power liftgate. You have to go into the limited model to get that. So lots of room here with the seats up right now. I have my handy travel trunk here to give you an idea of the size. It will actually fit in straight on, zero issue, and width-wise, of course, without issue at all. So lots of room. And now the nice thing about the Hybrid is they've actually placed the batteries below, underneath the rear seats. So the cargo area is the same whether you get the Hybrid or the gas version. I do wish they included some bag hooks in the rear cargo area just to hang your bags so they're not flopping all over the place. In the compact SUV class, I'd have to say the RAV4 really is on the top of the list in terms of styling in my books. Let's take a look at the inside. Depending on what trim, you get different looks of the RAV4. We mentioned this is the XSE. So you have the two-tone paint on the outside, but on the inside you have some nice contrast stitching. The XSE gets upgraded middle head unit. Instead of 7-inch, which comes standard, you get an 8-inch unit, and that now comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have a lot of spots for connectivity, a 12-volt outlet in the front, you have a USB beside it, you have two USBs in the middle console, and you have two in the rear as well. This one's also equipped with a wireless charging pad if your phone supports that. In behind the steering wheel, you have a 7-inch information display. It's very clear, it's easy to use. You have your arrow buttons on the left side and your OK and a return button. So it's simple to use. This is also equipped with a heated steering wheel. But my problem with this heated steering wheel is the same problem that I have with my Highlander Hybrid. It is only heated halfway. Basically, from these two seams, it's heated. but the top and the bottom are not heated. I know on some of the new Lexus products, they are changing that for a full heated steering wheel. A lot of people that live in warmer climates, that's not a big deal, but for the colder climates, and if you are advertising a heated steering wheel, give us the whole heated steering wheel. That's almost like having heated seats, but only having just the bottom heated, not the back. These do have heated seats up front as well. If you go into the limited model, you do get heated and ventilated seats. This is just equipped with the heated seats. One thing I do like, I am a fan of, in the grab handle on the door, it has a very, very nice feel to it because the inside of it is rubber, but it's almost like tire rubber with a tread on it. And the same feeling is on the knobs, on the volume, on the tuning scroll, as well as the heating controls. And they're kind of like this knurled rubber, really easy to grab. They feel really good. And on your drive selector as well. To the right, you have a little storage shelf similar to what we have on our Highlander. This is also equipped with a power sunroof, but a panoramic roof is not available in Canada. I don't know why. The US, you guys get it back there. We don't get it in Canada. The XSC and the Limited come with a digital mirror. So works as a regular mirror, flick the switch, and now you have a digital mirror, digital camera in the back. So if you have people in the back seat or you have a lot of cargo that's obstructing your view, just flip that, and now that gives you a nice wide view without any obstruction whatsoever. If you don't like it, flick it back like that. All RAV4s come with a backup camera, but if you want the bird's eye view, like the 360 view one, you have to go into the limited model. It's not available on the lower trims. All right, let's take a look at the back. I'm amazed over the years how big compact vehicles have gotten. This is a compact SUV, and it's far from being compact. I can't believe how much leg and foot room there is on this. I just recently tested the Audi Q8, which is a large vehicle, and I'd have to say this almost feels like it has the same amount of leg room in it for the second row. Now, these seats do not actually slide back and forth though. And the back is reclinable in a way. There are two kind of steps. So you pull it up. That is position 1. And then if you want to go one more, that's position 2. Yeah, ample room for backseat passengers. The kids would have no issue in here whatsoever. You have your own heat vents on the center, in the middle. There is a small hump on the floor. However, the middle seat is raised up just ever so slightly. Not bad at all, but I do wish it had that panoramic roof. There are two power options when choosing your RAV4. The first is the gas 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and that puts out 203 horsepower, which is quite a bit more than the outgoing RAV, and it's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have the choice whether you want 2-wheel or all-wheel drive. I would definitely go for the all-wheel drive, but if you live in the warmer climates and you don't really have that need, hey, save yourself a few dollars, go for the 2-wheel drive. Then you have the hybrid, which is kind of an anomaly because most of the time when you have a product that is offered in both gas and hybrid models, the hybrid one is the one people choose to save fuel and be a little bit more environmentally conscious. However, with this RAV4 Hybrid, it actually happens to be the top performing RAV4. So it has better performance because it has more power. You have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, but also the hybrid synergy drive with the batteries underneath that rear seat, 2 electric motors powering the rear wheels, and the combined horsepower is 219 horsepower. But not only do you get more horsepower, you get better torque. off the line, it's more responsive. Your 0 to 60 is about a second faster. And yeah, so you get more performance for this hybrid. As well, you get all-wheel drive. This does not come in just a two-wheel drive version for the hybrid. Those rear wheels are powered by the 2 electric motors. When it senses that you need traction, it will send power to it, and there is no physical mechanical driveline connecting those rear wheels. So yeah, if you don't need it, it switches off and you save more fuel. Now let's talk about being efficient. This is extremely thrifty. First of all, the gasoline engine is rated at 9.2 liters per 100K in the city and 7.1 on the highway, which is not bad. But when you go into the hybrid version, get this, it turns into 5.7 liters and 6.3 liters per 100K in city and highway driving. For our friends down south that use imperial measurements, that equals 41 miles per gallon. That's right, that's pretty good. So you're getting way better fuel economy, yet you're getting better performance. And here's the best thing. Yes, I'm a little bit biased because I do own a hybrid. The price is not that much more. Okay, so the regular RAV4 starts at $28,090, and that's for the base 2-wheel drive. And you can go all the way up to the top of the line limited hybrid. And that limited hybrid goes for $42,790. If you compare that to the limited gasoline engine, that one is $41,250. So I did the math for you. That's basically $1,500 more for the hybrid version. To me, that's a no-brainer. But you know what? You might want to save some money if you don't need the hybrid or you don't want all the bells and whistles. Another reason why you might want the gasoline version over the hybrid though is the gas comes with the 8-speed automatic transmission and the hybrid comes with the CVT. And some people aren't fans of a continuously variable transmission. Of course, it does have a little bit of a rubber band effect, but it does save you a lot of fuel. If you need to tow anything with this RAV, this hybrid is rated at 1,750 pounds of towing capacity, which should be more than enough. This is a compact vehicle after all. If you need something more capable, you definitely want to move into something a little bit bigger. But this XSE is also equipped with a sports-tuned suspension. So, you know, you got to use that term lightly. It's sport tuned. It is not a sports car. It has a great look to it. It looks sporty, but it is not a sports car. But what that sport tuned suspension does do is it makes things a little bit more stable if you do some sudden movements, or if you just want a little bit more of a direct feel, this will do it. Also, you have a drive selector on here. We can turn that and we can go into sport mode. And in sport, what that essentially does, it just it opens up the parameters. You get more responsible throttle management, and you know, overall, yeah, it'll get you up and going a little bit quicker. If you want to eke the most out of your fuel that you put in here, you can turn it also into eco mode. So we're in eco mode now. Now you're going to get the best fuel economy possible. Now this is really impressive though. When you fill up this tank, your range on this is over 900 kilometers. Yeah, that is a lot of kilometers or miles to drive without having to fill up. And that's a great thing because that just means less trips to the pump. And for me, I end up going into these gas stations and buying a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't need. So it's gonna save me money, not just at the pumps. On this XSE, there's also a trail button, a big one. Press that, we see it goes into trail, and all that does is it just enhances the traction. It changes the traction control. So it basically uses like a torque vectoring system, sensing and braking wheels to give the other ones more traction. But yeah, maybe you're on some loose logging roads or something, you might want to put that on. Now there is the Trail Edition as well. Don't get this mixed up with this Trail button, but there is a Trail Edition in the US. It's the Adventure, and that is really more of an off-road type of RAV. It also has multi-terrain select and some other off-road goodies. And if you have more rugged use for your RAV, there is the TRD version as well. And that's another reason why I think that this RAV is so popular. Why is this the #1 selling vehicle? Because there is a RAV out there for everyone. Seriously, for whatever your needs, they will sell you a RAV, including coming up, if this hybrid is not thrifty enough for you, well, the RAV4 Prime might be, and that is coming in a couple months. So it gives you all the goodness of this hybrid, yet you have the plug-in ability. Of course, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but in return, you're going to be able to drive this on EV only for an extended range, which is great for people like me. I basically work very close to home. I don't do a lot of driving, or when I do the driving, it's to drive the kids to and from school and activities, but they're all short distances, meaning it costs a lot more for fuel. And a plug-in hybrid that could do, let's say, even 20 or 30 kilometers of EV only driving is really going to save on the pocketbook. Plus, depending on where you live, you might be eligible for rebates on a plug-in vehicle as well. If your daily drive involves a fairly long commute on roads or highways that have HOV lanes that allow plug-in hybrids, then you really might want to have a look at the RAV4 Prime. For me, I would take the hybrid hands down. Why? You have better performance, you have better fuel economy, and it's really not that much more money. However, because of the popularity of the hybrids, you have to wait though. There is a waiting time up to 6 months to get one of these. So if hybrid is not your priority and you want to save a few bucks and the price of fuel is coming down, you might want to grab a regular gas version of the RAV4. But if you have your heart set on a hybrid and you want to wait that long, maybe you might want to wait a little bit longer for that RAV4 Prime.